Welcome back. It's a week before universities reopen for 2021 and registration processes are currently underway at most institutions of higher learning. But these are being done online and off campus. Well, there's still many challenges. So to discuss these, we are joined by Dr. Linda Meyer from Universities South Africa. Thank you so much for your time and welcome to the South African Morning, Dr. Meyer. Is it all systems go with just 1 week to go until you see all learners or the students qualifying and registered, ready to get back into institutions of higher learning?
There'll be a staggered reopening, so the universities will start opening as of the first week of March up until the first week in April. So it really depends on the university's ability to absorb the students and what plans have been made. So many of the universities will be registering online, and there'll be no great delay in absorbing the students into the system. Some of the universities are still finishing their academic program and will be doing so in the next week or so. And this really has coincided with the NSC results that were released to ensure that the maximum number of students are able to be absorbed, that universities are able to then take into their institutions.
Right. In terms of the first term, or rather the first semester starting, I mean, will it solely be online?
For some institutions, they have made the decision that it is solely online, but we must be pragmatic in evaluating this. For many institutions, this is not a possibility. Their students are largely rurally based and don't have electricity security. We're not even speaking about data security. So we've had to see institutions having to make plan printing material, as we did. I'm giving my age away, but you know, the way that we used to study. And this is really what universities have had to do to make sure that they are prepared and that students are assisted in the best possible way. But all institutions are open, and institutions will be taking. There's no institution that has been closed down due to COVID-19. So everybody will be absorbed onto campus.
Right. Let's talk about the statuses, financial status that is, of universities. A majority of them we know were hugely impacted by COVID-19 just last year. Do we expect things to get worse or better in terms of the financial status of most universities?
So universities are funded through a myriad of areas, one being block grants through the Department of Higher Education and Training, another being NSFAS. So it depends on all these revenue sources being available to the institutions. It's very important to us that grants are not cut significantly to the universities, and NSFAS, that they keep on supporting students. And we know that there will be less students supported this year through the NSFAS system, and that specific qualifications will be excluded. There are also other revenue sources, third stream revenue sources that the universities have access to, and they are raising funds. So we're hoping that overall there will be possibly a slight decrease in funding than there was in last year and the preceding years. And we've also seen that per capita spend, that there is a slight decline per student over the past 10 years that has been affected. So right. These are real concerns for us that we are grappling with. But some of the corporate institutions have stepped up. They have come to USAF. They have assisted with donor funding, with grant funding, and we will continue with our efforts to ensure that the system is as financially stable as it possibly can be.
Right.
Because we cannot have a situation that is detrimental to students enrolling.
Yeah, and just before I let you go there, Dr. Meyer, I mean, I can imagine the anxiety that both, lecturers and, students are going through right now, wondering if the academic year will be impacted, as we saw last year, where even, as you've just mentioned before, the academic year is still continuing in some institutions where they're trying to wrap things up this year. Are we expecting that to be the case with 2021?
So I think in all probability, the academic program may have to be adjusted. We don't know what COVID is going to do. It will be a compressed year. And what this means is that holiday periods will be shortened. We might see that classes will be offered through a blended approach, and we will have a risk-adjusted strategy. But we certainly must remember this is not something unique. A university normally finishes their academic calendar in early January and February because there's rewrites. So it's not a huge fundamental impact. But we will adjust the strategy and we will make sure that students are able to complete this academic year.
All right, Dr. Linda Meyer from University South Africa, thank you so much for your time.